the whole streaming thing, we lost a lot by going to streaming because we don't get movies like this anymore. You know, just funny, goofy, no politics, no nonsense, just fun.
Hey everyone, this is another episode of Split Screen.
Split Screen.
Movie Talk.
Movie Talk.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Don.
And we are talking about Vamp.
1986.
That's right. Grace Jones is in it.
Horror comedy.
Yeah, horror comedy. Yeah. Some frat boys are being initiated into Dipsa House, or want to be. And they have decided that they will get whatever the big party needs to get in. And they require a stripper.
They don't require. They tell them they're going to get them a stripper.
Yeah.
You know, they made a big point of saying, AJ says, we'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
Because they want food. They want lodging. They want, that's cute.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it's about. Well, what happens in their search for the perfect stripper, they find a vampire stripper and stuff ensues.
Yeah. They go to the big city to the After Dark Club.
Which they don't know what After Dark means. So who knows what time that is? Because After Dark could be.
I was wondering when the frat party was going to start, because if they're showing up in the city to get a stripper, they have to make it back in time for the party. Yeah. What time did that party start? Did the frat party?
The characters didn't even know. That is until the diner they were at. The guy who was there started packing up, and he got into his like priest clothing, just I guess to protect against the vampires. But
it's almost sunset. I'm closing.
Too late. Snow walks in.
Oh my god! What do you?
No,
him and his crew.
Yeah, Maven, the big one, who's kind of flirting with Keith a little bit, sucking on that Twizzler. She loves that Twizzler. And then you see those weird all this
fuss over three
teeth. Yeah. Which I didn't know AJ was such a skilled fighter, because he goes right for the gonads, goes right for him, just holds on.
He's a tough man.
That's a tough dude. Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely an alpha.
Yeah.
You know, so this was your first time seeing this.
It was.
Yeah. So what do you think of it? I mean, it's an 80s horror comedy, and it's definitely firmly planted in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so what's your impression of it?
This one's tough for me.
Is it?
It's no tough for me, because I feel it starts off pretty strong, and it's very, very much about, the comedy. And I think the comedy's kind of trucking at a pace you expect. It's kind of doing what you want. And then as soon as we get to the actual like vampire part, they have to start weaving in kind of the vampire narrative. And I feel like it kind of slows down, where, for instance, Duncan pretty much falls off the face of the planet. He spends most of his time either inside the bar, just drumming around, drinking, or he's inside the bathroom.
Because they were setting up his character.
Yeah, they were.
Big reveal for him later.
Yeah,
but he wasn't. I mean, that's why he didn't have any friends. Duncan is the guy that they needed a car in order to make it to the city.
Yeah.
So Duncan is the rich kid played by Getty Watanabe. Who was always an amazing actor. 16 Candles, Gun Ho, and Volunteers. He did he was in a lot of big movies back in the day. ER, he was on ER for several years. Everybody was on ER though one time.
Yeah.
But he's the rich guy, so they go there and they promise they don't have money. They don't want to pay for the car, so they say that they're going to pretend to be his friend for a week and take him to the city with them to the strip club. And man, he's definitely, the scenes he was in, he steals every time.
Yeah, which is why it's unfortunate he gets written off so much as we explore the Keith and Amaretto, not yet named Allison, because she refuses to tell how they met. AJ does a weird thing of kind of being strong, going to meet Katrina kind of offing him, and then he's gone for a while. Brought back as like another zombie or ghoul or something, and then he's out again, only to like come back again.
Worse.
I was like, okay,
it's comedy. Other people have talked about this, because I watched some other things. They said it kind of falls apart toward the end. And I don't mind that, because it is an 80s comedy. So, they run around a lot at the end, and when they actually defeat the majority of the vampires, it's really kind of, if you're gonna have your coffins in the sewer,
Mm.
make sure you take the big gas tanks out
Yeah.
of your sleeping areas so
Mhm.
they don't catch on fire.
That would make sense.
I'm not sure why you would leave that there. I mean, the rest of the vampire lives were normal because they were strippers or
Yeah.
bus drivers or,
Little girls.
trash man. Yeah, that was so cool. Where she's like hanging on.
That's so
Uh,
funny.
um, but overall, give me your three. Give me your three.
Mm. Let's see. Well, again, I thought the comedy was pretty strong. That's really
Oh yeah.
the first part. The second part being, I needed more of it. I needed more of it
I
throughout the rest of the end. Whether it was something really goofy, like they kidnap Katrina and she's like, they have no idea she's a vampire and they're trying to get it. Like, I don't know. I felt like we needed more of that. We spent a lot of time, like, just in that strip club.
Yeah, but that had some good parts, with the pincushion guy in the bathroom, and then the Renfield character who is, oh man, what's his name? Vic, eaten as cockroaches because he's a version of, and what was Dracula's henchman?
Oh, oh gosh, what was the Central's name?
Yeah, why can't I remember it? Renfield.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was a version of that, and then you got the vampire strippers on there, her name's Candy, she melts in your
Yeah,
mouth
like
and your hand.
yeah, I
So
remember.
there's so many to me, there were so many cute parts to it.
Mhm,
It's not just a comedy, but it's just cute.
mhm,
Everything's, kind of funny, the detail behind the scenes, the things in the back when because they're vampires, the women can't put their makeup on, so they're sitting at a table putting each other's makeup on in the
yeah,
background, stuff like that. I love that.
mhm,
Love that. I didn't have any problem with the clip scene at all.
mm.
Not any. Yeah.
I just thought it wasn't as funny.
Yeah.
I thought the humor changed quite a bit.
2.
2, like Grace Jones, just the way she kinda performed the vampire in this quiet, non-speaking, but, like, powerful,
She
prominent
did that on purpose too. She
yeah,
purposely wanted to do, be, like a silent movie Nosferatu.
yeah,
So she chose to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it worked good. And I think it kinda channeled the energy she has very well in many of the scenes.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was cool. 3, hmm, that was my 3rd. I really don't know what my 3rd is the more I think about it. No, I think I covered my 3 actually. Liked the comedy, wasn't enough of it, and Grace Jones was good.
Okay. That's kind of
Yeah,
cheating, but all right.
I
I
don't think
guess.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think so
Mm.
because even I think some of the jokes towards the end, I was kinda like, okay, like the part where oh, what? Okay, here's a different point. The acting in the okay, I guess it's cute, I suppose, but it's the scene where Keith and AJ are talking,
Uh,
and and AJ had just turned into, like, a zombie, and he's like, Man, I love you, but all I see is food." Like, it was just so, like, corny.
yeah. He was never a very good
It
actor.
was so corny.
I, he was in a lot of stuff in the 80s. I mean, his first movie was Weird Science. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a typical 80s pretty boy back then.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. All right.
You're 3?
Well, I'm gonna start with, Grace Jones.
Mm.
She had a presence in this movie,
Yeah.
speaking. Um, some of the background that I read about it, the painting on her body, because she has this one scene where she does this kind of weird modern
Burlesque.
dance, and everybody at the end of it is just sitting there like don't know if they should clap or not.
Mhm.
And then of course they get into it. But her body paint was done by Keith Haring, who was a big artist
Yeah.
back then.
He did a lot of the morals and stuff.
The chair was molded from her boyfriend Dolph Lundgren, his body, a mold from
Mm.
his body. So basically, she's making sweet love
Mhm.
to this chair.
Yeah, the scene ends with her just going
It,
back down.
and just in the clothes, because it was a low budget. She had her friends do the clothes for her, which
Mhm.
is I love the outfits she wore.
Yeah.
Uh,
No wire, electric stove,
yeah,
kind of
she was great.
Yeah.
She was Grace Jones,
Mhm.
and the song, I like the song. because that was her song in it.
Mhm.
No, I have to say that she was a good part, and kind of naive of AJ to expect to get her for their for their
Yeah.
party. I mean, would have been much easier had he gone for a lesser vampire.
Yeah, they had 160, what, $4?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was gonna get her.
yeah,
'Cause he would likes working with
yeah.
professionals. Yeah.
And then, my number two would be the acting overall.
Mm.
Everybody did a great job with the role that they had. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
they were funny. Snow was funny as heck when they pull up toward the end, because they see Keith and the gang gets out,
Mm.
and you got the whole vampire gang there. And he's like, "What gang is this?"
Yeah, and the little girl just jumps on him.
That was great. I mean, I love that. And then the like I said, everybody who's in this played a kooky, interesting character. You got Vic, who runs the club.
Yeah.
You got what was the henchman's name? I can't remember. The pincushion guy, who's in love with Katrina.
Oh,
But Vic tells him she doesn't love you anymore. You're just a piece of meat. Dee Dee Pfeiffer, who's Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, she's cute and spunky in it. Just everything, all the side characters were fantastic. Duncan, yeah, I mean, just love it. And number three, um, I will give it a negative. Like I said before, it does kind of. I won't say it slows down at the end, where they go, but it's just all too easy
Mm.
for them to win. It's just two of them, and they take out all the vampires, and they take out Katrina. Eh, okay,
Yeah.
I guess they just had to wrap it up. We got 90 minutes to do this. We're at 85 minutes. Let's just, get through it all. We'll go into the sewers, take care of it.
Mhm.
So, and then we'll make sure that, there's some boards in the sewer that are allowed to show some light through.
Yeah,
Y-
considering you're under asphalt.
Bit of a convenience there.
Yeah, a bit of it.
It's a low budget 80s horror comedy. That's fine,
Mm.
but it could have been better.
Yeah.
And and I'm gonna give a fourth. I like the premise, and from what I read, that some people speculate that From Dusk Till Dawn, the titty twister, the
Oh.
vampire strippers, was inspired by this movie, which I can completely see.
100%. Yeah.
It seems like a really amped up version of this movie
Mhm.
in that. So I like that. I like the fact that the idea that vampires would have a strip club, and because nobody tells anybody that they're going to a strip club, which is completely correct.
Mhm.
I mean, just people come in. I had a roommate one time that was his thing.
Oh, he just likes to go strip
So
club.
he would come back and he would say, tell us that he met a girl.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he met a girl. Yeah, you know, I think we really connected. I'm like, well,
what's
girl,
her
right?
name?
Well, she won't leave the club, but I'm sure. I'm going to ask her if she'll go. I'm like, she's a
No.
stripper. She's there to get your money, buddy. Well, in this case, drink your blood.
Mm.
But I mean, I can totally see that
Yeah.
as being real. So I really did love the idea behind this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's my 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You loved it.
Yeah, pretty much I did. You have to remember, when this came out, I was 17.
Mhm.
I was prime age for this movie.
Yeah.
Absolute prime. And then, even back then, Getty Watanabe was I wouldn't say he was a big actor, but if anybody had grown up with 16 Candles and Gun Ho,
Mm.
you would have recognized and, wanted to see him in something.
Mhm.
So yes, no, this was I was at the right age for it. And, all these years later, I still find it charming.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So did you have a scene you liked?
Mm.
Did you like the Formica? When he so Keith, AJ gets brought back to life and turned into a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
going to
gonna eat Keith. So Keith ends up stabbing him in the heart with a chair from a leg from a table.
Mhm.
Turns out it's Formica.
Yeah, that's why he's back.
Formica, go figure.
Yeah.
Why'd he carry it with him to the sewers? Just so he could show him?
Still remembers that gal, or he just pulled it out maybe.
It was for that gag.
Yeah.
So that was cute. That was actually really cute. But for some reason, the shoe was made of wood because Keith kills the vampire with
With that really
with a
weird
high heel.
funky heel kind of thing. And it, I don't know how, she just falls on him, I guess, and he's like, ugh.
Vampires have a tendency. Didn't they do that in that movie, The Invitation, where they just
They just kind of mistake themselves. It's just, I think they're really over it. So they just give up.
I bet you could look up and see how many times the vampires accidentally impaled themselves through the heart.
Yeah.
It's probably a trope.
Yeah, it's probably way too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one, I loved Grace Jones' performance.
Yeah.
Both first her actual like cabaret kind of performance was kind of, that really kind of goes to show you how far kind of tonal wise it changed, because it's like funny, haha, you expect some sort of like bimbo sort of stripper they'll get, and then it's this like
Totally out of place
out
for
of place.
the other strippers who were just sort of like lazy.
Yeah.
And every single stripper was so slow that I'm like, and I know they did it on purpose.
Of course.
They had to, but it was good scene.
Yeah. And even the scene where, she seduces AJ, and that's, I mean, he loved getting his stomach licked, man. Just
It's kind of amazing what you do as an actor. 'Cause she is definitely all licking all. I think her tongue went to that belly button at one point. I was like, I'm not sure I would.
Yeah, she was just savoring her meal until she got up to the top, and then even her like little weird transformation on top of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that's pretty good. I mean, a lot of the jokes, like I said in the very beginning, I thought were pretty funny. The downgrading Duncan, because be my friend. No. Be my friend for a week. No. Pretend to be my friend for a week. That was fun. Oh, yeah. Also, actually, I think the first joke I really laughed at was when they've just the beginning, the initiation where it looks like they're about to get hung, and then he's like, "I'm over this. This sucks," and he jumps down, and you kind of want to believe maybe it was something at first, but no, it's just this hazing from college kids.
Yeah.
It's not attached to anything. The other guy who's pretending to be dead, answering
I can
questions.
imagine that's probably, initiation in some fraternities are probably that lame. Yeah. No particular reason. They just do it because it's tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm actually kind of glad that was over pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, they get into it rather quick, driving that really beautiful Cadillac that they end up.
Yeah, we're just slower than that truck that manages to pin them in like the sandwich situation where there's like the big forklift.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I was like, how fast is this tow truck, man? It's all the way around.
The 80s were a different time because, so they're trying to get escape in the car, and they're on the sidewalk, and there's no way of getting out because there's a dump truck in the front and a tow truck, a dump truck behind them and a tow truck in front, and they're racing toward. That was a long ass sidewalk.
Yeah, it was.
And there's a drunk guy, 80s drunk, coming out of the strip club to get in his car the slowest possible way, as drunk as possible, and it was good tension building.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there's a lot to like about this movie, and it's one of those movies from the 80s that's largely forgotten, except by people like myself.
Yeah.
And I think more people need to. I wish they would do more movies like this because, there's something magical about low budget movies that are character driven, comedy. It was. Everything was funny. Everything was open to make fun of. I mean, the fact that Vic, the club,
the
manager,
MC,
his whole thing is he wants to move to Vegas, and
yeah,
they put little umbrellas on the drinks because that's class. We get class, and yet he's in a seedy strip joint. It's a lot of detail, and low budget movies, even if they're made, we never see them today. They're straight to Netflix. We'll never see them, or straight to Amazon. So we need to get back to this because this would have been in the theater for, a little bit of time back then. This didn't go straight to video.
Yeah.
So, I think we need this. The whole streaming thing, we lost a lot by going to streaming because we don't get movies like this anymore. Just funny, goofy, no politics, no nonsense, just fun. Yeah. I don't even know if people in Hollywood can still write movies like this. When was the last time you saw a low budget comedy?
I don't know if it was low budget, but it was The Package.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a weird one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it worth reviewing?
Oof.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is.
Quick synopsis: some kids, teenagers, go out on like a camping trip. One of them gets severely injured in his package and is sent to a hospital, and they have his package on ice, but it's in a cooler that's gets confused with another cooler that has like food in it. So they send the food back with him, and they still have his package. So the kids have to race to the hospital so his package can be replaced. The Package.
Anyway, there was Boy Scouts versus Zombies.
You
It
asked.
was a low budget.
You
Not the same
asked.
though, huh? Not the same as something like this.
No. All this stuff always has its charm to it. It's usually also trying to do something a bit new, or I mean, you already mentioned, there's a strong chance it's inspired some of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
So it does kind of live on as long as people do have the chance to recognize some of those influences, and it's hopefully do watch.
Recognize its greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Or it goes to show you that that concept had legs, and that there's ways to elevate it or even make certain things about it better, just because we had that option to see it in your vision.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I don't think so.
Did you even hear of this before?
Nope. I had no clue. No. This is what Dawn does. Brings interesting movies.
I do watch some interesting stuff.
You have, yeah.
Interesting and forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the just range of things that we watched back then versus today, because it's really narrowed down very, very small compared to what it was back then. And we had limited resources in order to find things, but there was always interesting things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now with, like you said, Netflix and streaming, content just flows out endlessly and stuff gets just lost.
Yeah. I have no idea if there's anything like this that comes out today. Yeah, because it would be lost in the shuffle of all the streaming sites and, or limited, or else you wouldn't even see it, because some movies aren't even on streaming that were big back in the day, for cults, because they don't see the value in offering them.
Which is a reminder. There's two things you had forgot about that you didn't know about before. We still got to watch Trucks.
Yes.
And we've got to watch Cast a Deadly Spell too.
Yes.
Because you didn't know there was a sequel.
Evidently, we watch, make sure you go back and watch our Cast a Deadly Spell, which should be up at some point.
Yes. Before this one.
Yes. Before this one.
Yep. So
maybe about the same time.
We could.
Doesn't really matter, because I'll be editing these pretty quick. I also do the editing. I do the video production editing. So if you need somebody to do your things and you're in San Diego,
yeah,
I'm plugging myself.
You should.
Yeah,
you should.
I'm not going to give you my address, though, stalkers.
It's dangerous, so in these.
All my irons might be waiting outside.
That's true.
It's bad enough as is.
Yeah.
All right,
guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for watching.
Let us
go check it out.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
You know what? If you got the right mindset, it's great. It is absolutely a beautiful movie to go watch, and it's on Tubi. And I don't even think it looked, to me, it didn't look dated either. Did it get a dated feel? Because I think that they did a good job with just the production values in this. I mean, the film looks great. The settings look great. And because sometimes you go back to those, movies made in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
They look like
the costumes were pretty good too. Everyone had a very specific look or silhouette or color or shape.
Vampire strippers were all wearing G-strings. So, those are timeless.
Yeah. But you had the different, there was the one very specific one that Keith kills. She had a very unique kind of outfit. She's actually introduced by AJ earlier with her butt out when he gets he's having a drink. The one that Keith kills that falls onto the clunky hill.
Oh yeah. There was big hair, big 80s hair.
Yeah.
A
lot of the bartenders.
I never understand that. 80s, the hair's teased up to here for some reason. What a strange thing to do to your hair.
It was the style. People loved it.
I guess. It seems like a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Also, you're probably ruining your hair. Yeah, that stuff.
So anyway, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to continue to talk about how much I love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
You loved it.
See you on the next episode of Split Screen Movie Talk. Yeah, because this is a review. We should probably talk. We should probably tell them we're not really reviewing movies anymore. We're discussing them. We're talking about them, and we should tell them that part of what we do is we don't 99% of the movies we don't talk about ahead of time.
Yeah,
because we don't want to influence the other person's review. Because I know because of me and my greatness, I would probably end up influencing you too much, and you would just end up agreeing with me on everything we watch.
No. No, but I do appreciate that you feel you have that sort of, magnetism and control.
I do.
Yeah. So that's good that you have that. If there's something
I'm like gravity. Okay. You're just orbiting around my gravity.
Yeah.
That's why we don't talk about it, because I don't want my gravitational force of influence to influence you.
No.
By influencing.
Yeah. Not the case. But
I like this movie talk rather than reviews anyway, because everybody, as I told you before, I think everybody does reviews, and I actually watched some reviews on this, and they're linear, and I call them analog reviews. They start from the beginning of the movie, and they just continue until the end. And they're not really reviewing it; they're telling you the movie play by play, and I find that boring.
So it's more of a synopsis channel.
Us or them?
No, them. Because if they're kind of giving a play by play
under the disguise of a review, yes.
Yeah.
And it's great to give a short synopsis, but our purpose, at least for me, is to discuss the movie.
Yeah.
And when I bring up an old movie like this, I get to see your reaction, because you were 2 years old when this movie came out.
I was
17. Quite a bit of difference in
the
way you perceive a movie today.
Yeah. Well, I always try to think about when it came out and probably what was around and how it would have been then. So I don't try to ever hold any of these to some standard I have of stuff now.
Do you even have? I mean, by the time you got old enough, let's say you were 17, which would have been what, 2003?
Okay.
No, 2001. Were there cult movies at that time like this?
Not that I can think of.
Were they already starting to disappear? I know the site. You didn't watch the Sci-Fi Channel back then?
I watched sci-fi.
Okay. Because, I mean, there was a lot of perishable sci-fi movies that were, from the Asylum and stuff that were coming out around then, that were on there. But none of them really achieved cult status.
No.
But
also, again, my kind of trajectory in media, because we talked about this a little bit before, like off the camera, how I feel like once you got to like the millennial age, depending on what you were watching or consuming, you kind of left the movies that were always on sort of situation, and you ended up in like cartoons or TV shows or some sort of other dynamic.
Yeah. No. You wouldn't have sought out cult movies or. No.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no stuff I remember when I was younger that I always watched. Typically seasonal stuff. So it was like Home Alones. Those were fun.
Yeah, but those aren't low budget cult movies.
No. And to that
That's
point.
Interesting.
And to that point, I wouldn't know at that age it was low budget.
Dark City.
That
would have been a cult. But you would have sought that out, huh?
No. Yeah.
You've seen Dark City, haven't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But no. So, and also as a 17-year-old, I would not have any clue or idea what the budget was. Like, it came on, I would have saw it, I would have liked it or not. I probably wouldn't have dug deep into its production value or looked into it that way. It just wasn't something I watched.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
Ready to end this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good discussion. I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, overall. Will you ever watch it again?
Ooh, probably not. However,
let's say it comes up on late night TV.
Well,
you get
probably.
insomnia.
Probably it would be. It's fine being
What
on.
are you watching late night TV for anyway?
When am I watching late night TV?
Why would you be watching late night? Isn't it just all like infomercials and
Well, I don't even watch TV at this point.
can't even get Baywatch on late night TV anymore.
No. Who is watching late night TV? I'm on a streaming platform or
Yeah,
YouTube or something.
that's actually
TV's
a
not
real
on.
good question, huh?
Yeah. Those weird people who still have
Why-
cable.
Why would anyone watch late night TV?
And that's even less of a thing now with Roku's and smart TVs, where now all the apps are on the
I would
TV.
never,
So.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would never do that.
And it is infomercials, usually.
Still?
I think so, yeah. You'll see the no paid programming on like the menu, and there'll be a bunch of different channels. And
Wow. All right, we're out of here. Step us out. Let's go step us out. I did it last time.
I did it with you.
Maybe, but if we talk about the review before that, then I did it.
3, 2, 1.
The hands of fate stumbles through split screens talking